Hey everybody, what's up? This is Leroy and welcome to my channel 40 and Broke, where we're all about getting out of debt, saving, investing, and getting our finances under control so we can live the life we've always dreamed of. Because that's what it's all about, living the life we've always dreamed of. So I'm sitting here at the county fair. I'm in my truck because it's the only place that is relatively private, and I'm out in the parking lot. So as you can see, I find it funny, all these other channels, they talk about how they're a hot mess, and I'm like, look at this, it's 86 degrees, I'm sitting in my truck, I got the windows down, so I'm not roasting, cut off shirt, pair of shorts, I need to shave, but anyways, so I wanted to come here today and do my weekly check-in. So I'm going to do I got my likes set up from the last video, which was 49. So you guys rock. Thank you for that. And then I'm going to do my expense tracking here because I kind of slacked on it for a while. So that way Kat over at the Finished Budgeter, I didn't forget. I got it right here. So all right, let me get to that. Like I said, 49 likes. That is awesome. You guys are amazing. Oh, got my cards. Can't forget them. So we got the 49 likes. We got a couple cards here. We're going to draw a card. See what we got. Jeez, I got them sitting down and I can't even shuffle. I tell you what, ever since I left prison, I don't play cards that much. I think I forgot how to shuffle. Man, I used to be crazy good at spades. Now, I'd probably get whooped. Okay, let's see what we got here. 10. 10. That's the smallest I've done so far. So we have 49 plus 10. That's 59. So I'm going to put $59 towards my emergency fund. And once again, however many likes this video gets, until next week, we are going to add that to our emergency fund. So that with that $59, that should put me to about 225. I think I was at 165. Can't remember now. I looked at it earlier to be more prepared, but hey, it is what it is. But all right. So, funny story today. Now the running joke here is, when I first got with my wife and I first started coming to the fair, I said, now that I'm a cattleman, I got to get me a cowboy hat. Every year she says, no, you ain't. She says, no, you ain't getting a cowboy hat. So every year I tell her, I need a cowboy hat. If I'm going to be a cowboy, I got to get me a cowboy hat and I got to get me some cowboy boots. So one of the kids that's in our 4-H group, he's 9, so he comes up and he's like, I got me a new cowboy hat. And I'm like, oh yeah, you got you a cowboy hat? He's like, yeah, come down to my camper, down to our campsite and I'll show you. And I'm like, okay. So we were getting something to eat. We get back to our camper, we're eating. Well, he had to come down and show me his new cowboy hat. So he's got a cowboy hat, it's got the American flag on it and stuff. He's like, this is $50 hat. It was a nice one. You can get cheaper ones, but the $50 ones are the nice ones. And I'm like, so I tell my wife, I said, why does he get a cowboy hat and I can't have a cowboy hat? That's not fair. And he's like, so Lane says, you can go get you a cowboy hat. You don't have to listen to her. And I was like, she said I can't get no cowboy hat. And he's like, you can go get you a cowboy hat. You're your own man. And I'm like, well, obviously my wife's sitting right there, so gotta watch what I say. So he says, he's like, she can't tell you what to do. You want a cowboy hat? You can go get you a cowboy hat. You can go get you a cowboy hat. Oh man, it was the funniest stuff. So he was back at his campsite and he told his mom, he was like, his wife told him he can't get a cowboy hat. And I told him, you can go buy you a cowboy hat. You're your own man. And his mom posted on Facebook, she was like, spoken like a true man who doesn't have a wife. And I was like, oh yeah, I had to be very selective about how I responded to that right there, So, but that was pretty funny. So, fair's been crazy busy, just like always. But anyways, and expensive. Luckily, I budget for it now. I'm not saying that I stayed anywhere near what my budget was, but I know I way overspent my budget. But some of the stuff that I bought, I won't have to buy it next year. You know, like I bought an extra hose. I bought some stuff for the camper and stuff like that we needed. Eventually, I was like, well, I'll just buy it now. So anyways, I'm going to go over my expense trackings. Now, what I did was, I'm saying anything that was fair. I got to remember to keep looking into the camera, sorry. Anything that was fair related and not just an extra expense, if that's the only thing I spent that day, I'm going to consider that a no spend day, because fair is expensive. However, groceries, even though it's fair week and I needed the groceries, I'm still counting that as an expense because I impulse buy. Like, I didn't need to buy a bunch of sushi this week. That's an impulse buy. You know, I didn't need to buy the soda. That's an impulse buy. So I did the first week and I had 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 7 days were actually no spend days. I mean, I spent money, but they were fair expenses. So I'm not going to count them. And then let's see, let me rephrase that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. Because I have one day where it was gas and I have to buy gas anyway. So that's a budgeted item. So I'm not going to count that because it'd be like saying, oh, I spent money on bills today. So that's obviously I'm spending money on that. So 4 no spend days. 4. Woohoo. So we've got, starting August 8th, $75 on groceries. August 9th, I made it the majority of the day and I bought, look at that. Whoops. 2 Mountain Dews. 2 Mountain Dews. Why? Because one of the guys that I was training was like, life's too short to not have a Mountain Dew. And I'm like, you know what? That's genius. You make a good point. I'm going to buy the Mountain Dews I want. So one day I had a 420 it cost me $4.20 that on some Mountain Dews. And then the 10th and the 11th, no spends. The 12th and the 13th, I was kind of backtracking on these and writing in stuff. I know I had 2 days that were no spends, but there were 2 days where I did spend anything. So I just put, question marks because I'm not sure what I spent. So I just did it like that. And then on the August 14th, once again, I got gas for my truck, but I bought pizza that night. So I figured, that's an extra expense. So we're at 4. We're at 6 no spends so far. And then here during fair, starting August 15th. So this is the week of fair. And oh man, was this expensive. I've got on the 15th, just the 15th, Home Depot, $22.09. Meijer, $137.51. Tractor Supply, $17.46. So, obviously Meijer was the groceries. Home Depot and Tractor Supply, those are fair related. So, August 16th, I know I bought something, but I can't remember what it was. So I'm going to assume it was some sort of grocery because that would have been on Monday. And I've been to the grocery store probably 4 out of the 7 times this week that we've been here for the week. August 17th, which was my birthday, I only spent, sorry about the lighting here. I only spent $14. I went to Meijer because I wanted something for my birthday. I was going to go out to the Midway to buy it, and they had these Italian sausages at Nagel's, the food cart. And they wanted $12 for a single Italian sausage, and I was like, kiss my ass. So I went to Meijer, and for $14, I bought enough to make 5 of them and have leftover stuff to make sandwiches the next day. So there's that. Then I went on August 18th. I spent $55 at Meijer again. And then I spent $25 at the Red Barn, which is a vendor for fries. I bought fries. It was $21, and then I gave him a $4 tip. And then we went to got ice cream, and I spent $25 there. That was $19, and I gave him a $6 tip. So then August 19th, I spent $25, and that was to have the septic sucked out in the camper. And then yesterday I spent $31.75, but that was because I pulled out $40 out of an ATM, and there's a $3.75 surcharge. And I just wasn't going to drive to the other side of town just to, save. I was like, $3.75 is worth my time to just do it right now. But so that was $43.75. I spent $31.75, but $28, $3.75 was the surcharge. And then $28 I bought fresh lemonades from the vendors. I bought one for my daughter, one for my wife, and one for a family friend, their daughter. I bought her one because she was out riding the rides with us because yesterday was ride day. And then already this morning I have spent, it's 1 o'clock, so already this afternoon, this morning I spent $23 at Ellie Mae's, which is a food cart. So that was $17, and I gave them a $6 cash tip. So that's it. That's been my expense tracking. As you can see, Kat, food is still my biggest impulse buy, and that's because look, fatty needs sustenance. So, but all right, everybody. I just wanted to come out here and do this checkup on my weekly finance. So there's my expense tracking so far. Been spending bank. At the end of this month, I'll write it all up and see what exactly I spent. But hey, I got paid yesterday, and I wrote down a bunch of my budgeting stuff, and I started setting stuff aside because I'm going to get into a zero-based budget. So, I see everybody on those cash envelope stuffings, they do zero-based budgets for the most part. And Caleb Bale, he says, hey, do that zero-based budget. You won't regret it. So, all right, everybody. Once again, thanks for watching this video. I know it was kind of long. Big thumbs up, 2 thumbs up if you can for that YouTube algorithm. And like I said, every like I get, that's $1 more for my emergency fund. So let's try to get up into that 50 mark this week. Let's see what we can do. All right, everybody. Thanks for All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day and have a good weekend.